Okie dokie. So here we go. Here's the theme song. Alright, this is the Sports and Shenanigans podcast number 2. Sitting by the Fire edition. And we have a theme song and we're going to play it. Thank you, my cousin. His name is Max Logic. Or this is his DJ name or whatever. And he wrote us a theme song, which will have a video accompaniment next week. So.
This and it disappeared.
Well, that was our theme song. Quite good. It'll have some great graphics to go on with it. The next one. So, awesome. Whoa, mosquito. Alright, so, we are currently searching for our last week's picks. I guess that's what we were going to start off with, but, thank you. This is I Am Drunk Guy. This is our stats girl.
Krazy K.
Krazy K, yeah. I named you Stats Girl in the video title.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot what your little name was. And our lovely Ginger, who's right now, his name is Timber Ridge. So Timber Ridge is chilling with us tonight. So yeah, it was a pretty weird week in sports. I'm not sure how to predict after this because it kind of seems like every team will just do as they please each week. Oh, welcome back, Ginger.
Oh, thank you, drunk guy.
Oh, and by the way, we are chilling by the fire. We got a fire going right there. Great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes. So we don't have our predictions.
Nope, they're gone. We're pretty sure that the
we used them to start the fire on accident.
we did.
And right as I started the podcast, he's like, "Wait, did we use it to start the fire?" And I was like, "Oh shit." But yeah, so
It was dark.
whoopsie. But that's okay.
That's okay. I remember what the totals were and how.
Oh, you do? Who's in the lead?
Right now, you and Cassie are tied for first. It turns out of 16 games last week, not one of us. There were 4 of us making predictions. Not one of us batted 500. There was
no one made 500.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Drunk guy and Cassie. Drunk guy and Krazy K led the team with 7 wins apiece. The two of you guessed right 7 times.
Lucky number 7, baby.
Zach guessed right 6 times, and I guessed right 5 times.
Holy shit, man! You got some work ahead of you.
I know. I need to get better at this. And
I'm gonna guess nobody got the Eagles game right. I bet everybody took the Colts.
That's right. There were several games where we all lost on. We all guessed the 49ers and the Seahawks to win.
I think we both were wrong on that one.
I think we all thought the Pats were gonna win.
No, I thought the Vikings were gonna win that one actually. I was going
right.
Vikings after they lost after the Pats lost to the Dolphins.
That's right. I did too. I think most of us did.
I took Pats.
I think Cassie was the only one that took Pats, and she was the only one that won that one.
Good job. Good job for picking the team that actually is a better team. Did they they didn't have Peterson last week, did they?
No, and that was one of my notes on, how the game was going. What the Pats did right, and what I wrote down for the Vikings, which was on the same page that started the fire for us. My first note on there was no Adrian Peterson. I think the NFL is even letting him back in just because of how poorly they did.
I think it was a Vikings decision to get rid of him, and I believe it has something to do with the Ray Rice situation. Obviously, like running backs, well, not just running backs, but NFL players in general over the last I'd say 3 weeks or so have gone under a lot. It seems like a lot more scrutiny, or the last month or so. They've been they've been cracking down on people for doing illegal stuff, and
you're right.
It's the right move in my opinion. They shouldn't be able to just I mean, they are pro athletes, and if they can maintain that, that's pretty impressive along with if they're doing drugs or something, or whatever
whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
These star athletes are the NFL doesn't want to be the world leaders in in dialing in the moral compass.
Most criminally employed company is the NFL, the MFL, well, the Madden Football League.
What they're turning this into is the NFL is being forced to single-handedly take a stance on moral fiber, period. All these things that these guys are doing, the NFL can't have their guys doing this or it makes the NFL look bad. That's the only reason why they're cracking so hard on these guys, is so nobody can say they're not cracking down hard enough.
By the way, it just started raining, so this might be a short one, so we should probably get to some videos. You guys agree?
Agreed.
Alright, let's get to some videos. And if our equipment gets ruined, then oh dang. Let me just make you a little tiny guy. Make me a little tiny guy. We're going to pull up our video thing. And here we go. Alright, so I don't know what this is, actually. I'm going to actually hide us real quick. And what is this?
After this, we have to look up
It's believed that the way my parents disciplined me has a great deal to do with the success I have enjoyed as a man. I love my son, and I will continue to become a better parent and learn from any mistakes I ever make. Adrian Peterson says this: I am not a perfect son. I am not a perfect husband. I am not a perfect parent. But I am, without a doubt, not a child abuser. I am someone that disciplined his child and did not intend to cause him any injury. No one can understand the hurt that I feel for my son and for the harm I caused him. My goal is always to teach my son right from wrong, and that is what I tried to do that day.
Okay, so he's saying, like, I was just disciplining my kid. So the kid, didn't he have, like, lacerations on his penis and things like that? I mean, wasn't that, like, one of the things they saw? Like, I mean, for one, if you're if you're causing, like, you know, open wounds with your beatings on your kid, I mean, obviously kids don't have the thickest skin, but that's pretty severe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you're spanking. It's on the complete opposite side of the body. I mean, I guess if the kids jump, like, I remember getting spanked a lot, and you, like, jump around because it hurts a lot or whatever with a belt and all that stuff, but really to the penis, like, that's pretty bad. Like, and you feel like I think you said something the other...
it or something, or it was it said genitals. It didn't say penis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe the kid
I didn't
just
actually
has
see it. But...
Maybe the kid has like a, you know, he's fulfilling the black stereotype, and he's got like a 6-inch kid penis at 4 years old or something like that.
I wonder what it looks like when he's got to pee.
So I don't know. It's just tough because you got to think, and then there was this whole other case that came out recently as well about how he like beat a kid when he was strapped into his car seat or something like that, and you got to wonder if he's doing his disciplinary parenting out of anger or out of, you know, like, with a goal in mind. You know, there's a difference between hitting your kid because you're mad at them and hitting your kid because you think it will help them.
And that's one of the cardinal rules if you believe in corporal punishment. As a father who believes in a certain level of it, one of the number one rules are you don't do it when you're angry. If you're still angry, you wait until you're not. Because you have to be in the right mindset to say, or to be able to recognize if your child even understands what he's getting whooped for. If he's just getting whooped, if you're just whooping the child to make yourself feel better because you're that mad at your kid for not knowing already. Remember, this guy's, 30 years old? How old is Adrian Peterson? His kid's only 4. He hasn't been through the...
He's got to be young. I mean, NFL stars are pretty young guys.
Right. So, in either case, he could... Adrian Peterson could be 20, and he'd still have far more experience under his belt than his 4-year-old child does. They don't know, and it's your job to teach them.
Sure.
So, and if corporal punishment is your method of teaching them in certain instances, like if a kid threw a rock through a window, or in this case, I think he said that his son broke something right after he told him not to.
I think it was a pushing thing. I think the kid, like, pushed another kid.
Oh.
Pushed one of his other kids, so I believe that's what I heard. I could be wrong, but I think it was like his child pushed one of his other children.
Well, almost everybody listening to this is probably listening to more of Adrian Peterson's statements than we have, because honestly, I'm quite sick of this.
Yeah.
It's taken over from the fun parts, but the fact is we do have to talk about it because it is important. Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice. He's... Do you
want to go adjust the fire? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Cassie.
Butts on camera.
Butts on camera. Woo! Better play some Miley Cyrus. Okay, so I guess we'll just continue on with this video for right now.
I'm good with that.
His final graph here, he writes this. I accept the fact that people feel very strongly about this issue and what they think about my conduct, regardless of what others think. However, I love my son very much, and I will continue to try to become a better father and person.
All right.
On this second...
Hold on. We're not starting you yet. Fat. Okay, this fat bitch is going to, like, diss on Roger Goodell in a second. So, yeah. I mean, do you have anything else to really say about it? Do you have any, like, closing points? What do you think, like, should happen to AP? What do you think? Do you think what they're doing is proper? I mean, I guess he's still working with the Vikings because they realize they're horrible without him because he's basically like their main like primary weapon. On the offense. It sucks
for the Vikings. You're right, and it makes it harder for the rest of the offense to do their thing, and which in turn makes the defense keeps the defense on the field longer, which means they get tired out, and so you end up losing on both sides of the ball. Now, as far as the closing statement on the Adrian Peterson predicament in particular, I think this is going to be one of those cases where I'm really glad I'm not Roger Goodell, because you can't please everybody here, especially. There's going to be a lot of people who believe in the same kind of punishment that he meant to do. I'm getting the impression from his statements that we just heard that he didn't mean to actually leave welts and really hurt his son. I think he meant to teach him a lesson, and hopefully that was the end of it.
Dang, dude, you made it so much brighter on the webcams. Good job.
Nice job on the fire.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, she's Alaskan, by the way.
Cheers. All right, so
moving on. Sorry, Adrian Peterson. Sorry for picking on you. You knew it was coming.
Okay, so our next thing is basically based on the way that things have been handled recently in the NFL. This bitch is gonna say like, does he deserve to be fired or whatever? So I mean, with the whole Ray Rice thing and the way that players have been getting away with doing illegal things for so long and kind of just being okay with doing those things and like taking their suspensions as they come and all that stuff.
They've been trained for so long, living by a different set of rules, that it's hard for them to adjust now that they can't.
Yeah, just the fact that it's gone on for this long before anything was really done about it. Anyway, all right, here we go. Hold on, if I can.
Yeah, let's find out if she's really a bitch or if she's just being bitchy.
At least outside the stadium, isn't about throwing passes; it's about throwing punches. Senator Amy Klobuchar contacted NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell this week, along with many other Senate women, asking for a zero-tolerance policy for domestic violence. She joins me now along with Washington Post sports columnist Mike Wise. I want to thank you both for being here. I feel like the conversation has gone from should Ray Rice lose his job to should Roger Goodell...
Hold on.
Stop.
Does this woman even know the slightest thing about the NFL? Like,
She's gonna have room to talk now.
After that, I don't know if I can even respect her opinion. Ray Rice. All right, that's a good one.
Now we gotta find out how well she did predicting last week's scores. Maybe she blew us all out of the water.
She did the thing with the mascots where she put the mascots against each other and picked all the games that way. And she's like,
guessed 12 right all of a sudden.
Oh well, Bears would probably kill the 49ers and take their gold. Whatever the thing I said last week.
Commissioner lose his job, should he?
Well, first of all, I'm a former prosecutor, Candy, and
I thought she was going to say prostitute.
Evidence of facts. I think Bob Mueller's his integrity's on the line here. He's a good man, and hopefully he will get all the facts out, because I have a feeling there's a lot of people that know stuff about what really went on here. But on its facts, you have a situation where a man knocked a woman out cold on an elevator. There's a tape that clearly shows what happened. I think most employers would look for all the evidence. Maybe you give a temporary suspension while you're looking at the evidence. But the fact that they gave only a 2-game suspension and then turn around and after the evidence goes public say, oh, we made a mistake. Now we're going to let him go. I think that's problematic for the NFL and deeply concerning about how they handle these kinds of cases.
So as a prosecutor, you're waiting for the evidence.
All right, so former prostitute Nancy Butthole says that Goodell's hiding stuff, and like obviously there's things that happen behind closed doors in big corporations all the time, right? So my question is what has happened between Goodell and like the things that he's seen that happen with his players and the things that have been discovered? are those grounds for like termination? Do you think that he deserves to be fired or not? I'm gonna wait. I'll let you answer, and then I'll give my little spiel.
My answer has to be it depends. See, I don't know the whole timeline because I wasn't there. I didn't get to talk to him. I didn't get to see if the lady that took the phone call to, when that police officer gave them the tape. We don't know for sure that the lady that actually took that and acknowledged that she got the email. We don't know that if that made it to Cadell or not yet, right? Do we even know that yet? Because if Cadell just knew that there was some domestic violence and that was the end of it. Obviously, it wasn't too big. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten married the next day, and still been together now, right?
Well,
so
yeah.
at the time he found out about it.
That's kind of like unconsequential though to like the thing related to Goodell. Like, what happened between Ray Rice and his wife is pretty like unconsequential if you compare it to like what is basically being alleged against Goodell, to be honest. Like, it's more of like a moral argument against him.
Well, right, but if he didn't know that it was that bad,
right.
If he thought it was just, something that got blown out of proportion, which is probably happened in his career.
If he really didn't see the video, and he's like, I mean, I don't know, I guess he makes the final call. I'm not really sure if he makes the final call with the 2-game suspension.
Well, if
he
hadn't seen the video and didn't know how vicious it actually was, I could see a 2-game suspension being satisfactory since what happened was outside of the football field. So this guy's already getting punished by the law. He's already going to jail. He's already going through the therapy, and he's already going through the counseling. He's already going through all that outside of the NFL. The 2-game suspension was in addition to that. And for a first offense, fine. If it was just a little scuffle and that's the end of it, and the wife forgave him and everything else, forgave him enough to marry him.
One of our neighbors is yelling at their dog.
It's kind of funny, actually.
They sound like this.
But if
that would be so funny if she could hear me right now.
Well, we can hear her.
But she's louder than me. There's no way I did it as loud as her.
I'm tempted to scream as loud as her.
If I had done it as loud as her, she'd be like, "Oh, somebody's disciplining their dog."
You gotta make sure there's no marks. So and now that Cadell knows, he as soon as he found out, or I guess as soon as he realized the whole world found out about this video, let's see, what did he say? That they were hiring they were starting an investigation to find out what actually happened. And I remember hearing some smart ass, who was probably right in this case, suggested that TMZ does their investigation for within the NFL, because they came up with this video before anybody else did. And if TMZ got it before Cadell knew, then that says something about his security and his investigative abilities. And it might not be his job to investigate it, but first rule of management: everything is your fault. So Cadell ultimately gets the blame. Whether he gets fired for making this one mistake, which could possibly not even be a mistake, just simply a delayed reaction because he didn't have all the facts, I think firing him is overboard for now. Has he messed up anything else?
I actually don't. I haven't been too concerned with it until recently, to be honest. Like, I always thought that whatever was going on up top was all, fun and rainbows. Yeah. I never really figured. Well, other than the fact that, having such a big company causes maybe corruption over time, or whatever. But yeah, I never really concerned myself too much with it. But I do really feel like. I mean, if this isn't him getting fired, I feel like it needs to be his one strike or his one warning. You can't be letting things that are because I mean, there's no way that he doesn't know that football players are all living their lives in I don't know. So many football players get hit with crime, and maybe so this is gonna go out on a limb. Maybe this is just an extrapolation that isn't true at all. Maybe it's because there's so many black players in the league. And then a lot of NFL players just happen to get criminal offenses. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I'm not posing that as to be an answer or anything like that either.
So how many employees does the NFL have working for them? I mean, tens of thousands.
Sure.
Right. So
just playing, not tens of thousands. Not tens of thousands just playing.
No,
probably thousands, thousands just playing.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you include the backups and the practice squads, and you got the coaches and their assistants,
and you have 32 teams, so 32 times 33 is 999 or whatever.
Yeah, so you've got an extensive amount of people. So plus all the people behind the scenes, the camera work, the people building the stadium, tens of thousands of people that work for the NFL.
It's just the fact that he would like that you have to feel like he knows that this stuff goes on. But I mean, there's also the right to privacy argument where he shouldn't be prying into personal lives to a degree. Obviously, like, you got to test for performance enhancing drugs. You got to drug test them, and you have to do something. But like, I don't know. Like when they get convicted for crimes and stuff, you gotta like hammer down on it so that it stops, or at least do something to show that, like, I mean, I really think that they should have permanently suspended Ray Rice, like, when they found out about it. I mean, if it was like he was convicted of it and all that stuff, I mean, maybe they just have a different train of thought. But
I like your idea with the getting at least the second strike. I mean, because if the rule is the football players, they screw up once, they get they don't come back to the league for a year or two. I mean, how long was Michael Vick suspended from the league? And they found Jesus and they came back and a good new man, right? Why can't the same thing happen to Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson? Why can't it happen for Goodell? I mean, he made a mistake. He can.
Yeah, that's true. I do really feel like people.
You can go to church and.
I feel like people do deserve to like have a chance to like redeem themselves. I'm sorry that I missed whatever jokes you just said. I was still talking.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. We were
joking over you.
Yeah, we were keeping track of both conversations.
All I was saying is that I do feel like people deserve a second chance, deserve to have a chance to redeem themselves in most scenarios. Like, obviously, murder is borderline, like, it's pretty hard to be like, well, we really think that you won't serially murder 8 women anymore. Like, there's certain, but, like, I mean, maybe, like, because the human emotion is a powerful thing. Like, if Adrian Peterson was feeling like, my child did this thing and it's bad, like, it's really bad, and I just got to teach him once and for all, but that's obviously not the right way to think if you're hitting your kid so badly that their 6-inch penis starts to bleed. And then with Ray Rice, like, I mean, obviously the way to solve a problem in a relationship is not to knock the other person out, because, like, what's that gonna accomplish? Like, does that really, like, and he was spitting on her before that and things like that. I mean, they were both at fault because they were both being really, like, aggressive towards each other. It just escalated, and I don't know, maybe like a 1-year suspension would have been enough. To be like, you guys better not do this, otherwise you're gonna get hit hard. Like, I mean, maybe a 1 year and like, or a 2 year or something. Like, I mean, but
what about the pay scale?
You really think about it. Almost a 1 year suspension is almost an indefinite suspension. Right. If you really think about the pace the league moves at. So,
somebody could come in and take your spot, like Kaepernick did to Alex Smith. And
sure. All right, do you guys want to move on? We'll
I think so.
You want to skip to the next video, or do you want to listen more about Goodell? Or do you think we pretty much covered all that?
Yeah, we covered him.
All right, we're going to go.
The prostitute can't say anything we didn't already.
All right, we're going to the next video.
I guess she could, but...
The Colts now 0-2. Which 0-2 team, Donovan, has surprised you?
The New Orleans Saints. I mean, they can't call themselves New Orleans at this particular point, because offensively they have put up numbers, yards. They've moved the ball on third down.
That's what they do.
But defensively, they're just pointing fingers at each other, trying to figure things out, and to the point where you're thinking, Rob Ryan, what is going on? This isn't what we've seen last year. We've seen them putting pressure on quarterbacks. We've seen them create turnovers. And everything that we expected coming into this year has been a direct opposite. You signed Jarius Byrd, where now you have two of probably the fierce safeties in the game. But Keenan Allen looks lost. Their linebackers look lost, and they're not getting pressure up front. So unless they change things, because people had them going to the Super Bowl, unless they change things, it's going to be a long season for Sean Payton.
Good news. Do not put up that full screen. TV talk real quick to my producers. Don't put this up. We're going to play trivia.
Great communication.
There is, well, because then they'll put it up and it'll ruin the game. Good news, Saints fans, or for Colts fans.
New Orleans.
Even if your team is 0-2, there's been 3 teams since 1990 that have come back and won the Super Bowl from a 0-2 deficit.
Saints fan. Like, what the hell?
Giants fan, maybe.
Yeah. Randy Moss, you were on the clock. Can you name you have to name 2 of the 3 teams.
Well, one I know. I've seen it with my own eyes. The Patriots is
ding,
one.
Ding, ding, he's on the board. Okay, can you get the other one?
I used to be on that team.
New Orleans.
No, Cowboys and the you got the Patriots right.
Okay.
Cowboys and the Giants. Remember in 07?
I love how this bitch thinks she's just like outsmarting these NFL veterans. Like, ooh, I got you with the weird random like. You ever see the trivia that they put up during football games? Like, some of it is so random. It was like, this is the last team that scored 14 points in a 6-minute thing in this point of the game. Like, it's so specific now. It's insane.
Yeah, because I'm going to remember that.
Like, it's just like, this is the first time that 3 turnovers had happened in the first 5 minutes of halftime. Like, I don't know why, but those are stats that we care about, apparently. Anyway, all right, enough of that.
And they came back.
Wow, I should have known that.
It can be done. Put it that way. It can be done.
Playoff expansion in 1990 among the teams that start 0-2. 23 of 198 made the playoffs. Then 4 of 198 made the Super Bowl. And then there's just 3 teams that actually went on to win the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Fun fact?
That was pretty interesting.
Totally.
Were you dancing right there?
Not
or
quite,
what was
not
happening
quite.
over there?
I should have known that though. I'm sitting there mad at myself. The Patriots and
Why does Randy Moss sound like a white, like, very uneducated redneck? He's like, I'm mad at myself. I don't know.
Do you want me to
Giants?
ask you again? You get them all right? You feel good about yourself?
No.
Okay.
All right. So, I guess we'll continue on. I guess the rain stopped, which is really nice.
Don't jinx it.
It just pours down. Oh, okay. So this is like a little transition video that I found where Charlie Sheen had some beef with an NFL player.
Charlie Sheen did?
Yes. Can you guess? Why he had beef? What would you like? What would be the first thing that came to your mind when you're like, oh, Charlie Sheen's got beef with an NFL player?
He's a man and he has an ego and pride to protect. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Well, it's not that. Chris, you got a guess? Why Charlie Sheen would be upset with an NFL player?
Did that somebody steal his girlfriend or one of them?
No, but
They made more money than him.
no. Those are all good. They're better than yours. Like, those are at least better. Like, I would be like, oh,
Coming!
Charlie Sheen is declaring war on a huge NFL running back. No, an employed NFL running back. Yes, and it's all because this guy left a waiter in Philly a 20-cent tip.
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
I've heard this now.
Can't believe we
Come on, how many millions of dollars do you got?
All right.
At least leave him a 20 spot. Oh, he did. Oh.
No, my God. All right.
Nicely played.
Charlie Sheen is giving $1,000 to the waiter that LaShawn McCoy allegedly stiffed.
It all started at PYT in Philly, where LaShawn had lunch, racked up a $61 bill, and then left 20 whole cents for his server, Rob K.
Seriously.
It wasn't even like it rounded up to the
I
dollar.
was about to say that. Like, why?
He just like
why 20
he
cents?
still did the math and everything. Like he was just like, 20 cents is
Maybe
what you.
that waiter deserved it. Maybe that was a really crappy waiter.
Or maybe
And
he meant
was
to do
rude.
$20 and just doesn't know where the decimal is supposed to
That
go.
could be. That's
maybe
actually
he's an idiot.
maybe that's a legit argument. Maybe this shitty waiter's like, yeah, assholes unite. When like Charlie Sheen gives him $1,000, like he's like, sweet, totally got my back, you cocaine addict, like crass motherfucker. All right.
What I want to know is how many autographs he gave that guy, because maybe he's like, man, he's gonna go sell that autograph for $200. He doesn't need any more money.
One for my wife, one for my kids.
Yeah.
I got 7 kids. All right, anyway.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, it's no joke, weird guy from Big Bang Theory.
So Charlie Sheen is now coming to
I love that character.
the server's aid, and he's giving $1,000 to make up for it.
He even tweeted about it, saying,
PYT in Philly, please tell Rob K I'm pledging $1,000 to him for the tip debacle. Just want to help.
I love that impression of Charlie Sheen, by the way. Just want to help. I want to help average your tips out to be better.
Tipping! Shots fired! But is Charlie siding with the wrong guy?
LaShawn McCoy, who is a huge star in Philadelphia, maybe the most famous person in Philadelphia. He's got to be careful. So this guy, he must have done something so aggressively awful for LaShawn McCoy to only give him a 20-cent tip.
You don't know that.
But we know Charlie.
He had the same theory as you.
Yep.
He gave that waiter $1,000.
Is it possible that waiter's also a drug dealer?
He does enjoy some good crack. So far,
God, they have like the least flattering pictures of celebrities on TMZ. It's just like always like them like in the middle of making like a facial transition between like happy and like normal again. So they're just like.
Charlie Sheen is starting to get the Gary Busey thing going on, isn't he?
He looks insane. Like every time.
Refuses to comment on the tip, but one thing's for sure: this has been a terrible week for the NFL.
Okay, well that wasn't the worst thing that happened, but I mean, at least okay.
Well, on a side note, how much cocaine does Charlie Sheen do?
How much cocaine did Charlie Sheen do? I don't.
Enough to kill 2.5 men.
That is awesome. Alright, take your soggy notebook back.
Thank you.
We used the notebook to save the laptops. So.
While it was raining.
Yes. And fortunately it's passed, so.
Nicki Minaj ass mystery.
Have you guys seen this yet?
No. Nicki Minaj did
Ash
what?
mystery. So, okay, you'll just see. You'll see. You know who Nicki Minaj is, right, Chris?
Yeah, she's that singer that looks like an alien.
Yes.
We're going to get to the bottom of it next. Hi, guys. This is Van. Nicki Minaj. Here in this forum of assness, we've praised Nicki Minaj recently. Praised the Anaconda video. Praised all kinds of things she's done to further this cause of ass that we have. Now there's controversy. Nicki Minaj is performing the song Anaconda. She looks very happy. Oh, let's look at the picture. Her face looks happy. Hi. Boots look great. Wow, I'm wearing wedges. They're comfortable, yet they also give you longer legs. Everything's great, except for one weird thing right here.
Alright.
That's frightening.
So...
It's got to be photoshopped a little bit.
Do you think that there's such thing as like ass implants?
Yes, there is actually.
Did you ever hear the story about the Fix-A-Flat woman in Florida? I'm sure it probably wasn't even in Florida, but I'm just saying it because like that's the most logical place it could have happened. Where this bitch in the ghetto was literally like getting paid by other women to pump Fix-A-Flat. You guys both are familiar. It's like the gooey stuff that like, you know, you pump into your tire. Yeah. Pump that into their buttocks region and give them a larger butt, but it was like very, very harmful for the people that she was doing it to. Like, your body doesn't need Fix-A-Flat in it, and that's bad. Like, it's bad for you.
And I have a different view than Zach would if he were here. I believe those people need therapy. He believes those are the people that we need to remove the warning labels for.
I agree with Zach.
Yeah,
I would say that exact same thing.
Just remove all the warning labels and let life sort itself out. Darwin Awards.
Yes. All right. Moving on.
What is this? This looks like a weird chicken wing with like the leg coming out of the thing right there, and then it's got the big part that you eat. You know what I'm saying? It looks weird. Now we know that Nicki might have had
I don't know.
some ass handsomeness. You know what I mean? She might have had a little help in that department. Don't have a problem with that. But this looks like it doesn't look right. I don't know how to say it. It's a step backwards. I gotta admit. I gave infinite grabs for the Anaconda video. We gotta change that. We gotta go down to 3 million grabs. That's how disturbed I am with this picture. Everything looks good in this picture except for her butt. Even the runs in her stocking right there are completely appropriate, given the fact that she was dancing her tail off. I would say dancing her ass off, but I don't know if it's really her ass, so I can't say that. Now listen, let's vouch for Nicki real quick. She's still a pioneer, and she's still one of the people that we look.
Why do they have to bleep that out? I don't think it's inappropriate. It doesn't show her butthole, does it? Like, that picture does not have her butthole in it, right?
It might.
I mean, I've seen it before, and I don't think it does. It's bleeped out for some reason. All right. Anyway, and holy shit, how big of a grab for publicity is that album cover? Holy shit, man! You got to be pretty I mean, obviously she's gonna already sell, like, she's probably already gonna go platinum. Jesus Christ.
You're getting bombarded by leaves and fire.
We need to get this on tape. Oh. Nope, there's no more flames going for us.
Excuse me, listeners. The wind kicked up, and just to be safe. I am not using beer. This is a growler filled with water. I have extra growlers because...
If you were using beer, it wouldn't be putting it out, darling.
Well, not the beer I drink. Most beer is quite non-alcoholic, or not quite alcoholic enough to really cause damage, but...
Well, we don't need to know how drunk you are.
No.
Yes, we do. How drunk are you?
How do you aim this thing?
I'm as drunk as you guys.
I'm not that drunk. I guess Cassie's pretty wasted. Yeah. We're looking at frickin' Nicki Minaj's bleeped out butt cheeks, I guess. I don't know. It's not bleeped out on the album cover.
On both sides of it. Do you not know what butt cheeks are? That's her butt crack.
But yeah, but I don't think her butt crack is in.
Clearly, her thin line of a thong is not going to cover her butt.
So it's okay to look at cleavage crack, but it's not okay to look at butt cleavage.
It's her full butt. That's like looking at your full boobs.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, but butts are different than boobs because both races